The Hummer H1 is a vehicle that has earned legendary status in the automotive world, not only for its immense size and rugged appearance but also for its history and capability. Born out of military necessity, the H1 began as the civilian version of the high-mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicle, better known as the Humvee, which was developed for the U.S. military in the 1980s. Its commanding road presence, unmatched off-road capability, and distinct design made it an icon of strength, adventure, and excess during its production years. For many, owning a Hummer H1 was not just about driving a vehicle but about making a statement of power and individuality. When AM General introduced the civilian H1 in 1992, it was instantly recognizable with its wide body, flat panels, and aggressive stance. Unlike traditional SUVs, the H1 was designed with functionality above all else. Its high ground clearance, tall stance, and wide wheel track gave it the ability to conquer terrain that few vehicles could attempt. The H1 was equipped with portal axles, allowing greater clearance under the drivetrain, a feature rarely seen in civilian vehicles. Its approach and departure angles made climbing over rocks, sand, and mud look effortless. Central Tire Inflation System (CTIS) was another advanced feature, enabling drivers to adjust tire pressure from inside the cabin to adapt instantly to varying terrains such as sand dunes, snow, or asphalt. Powering the Hummer H1 was a range of engines over its production run, including a 6.2-liter and 6.5-liter diesel, a turbo diesel version, and later a 5.7-liter gasoline V8. The most sought-after versions were the turbo diesel models, which provided more torque, essential for off-road crawling and heavy hauling. Although the H1 was never designed for speed or fuel efficiency, it excelled in raw capability. It was heavy, weighing over 7,000 pounds, and its wide body made it impractical for narrow city streets or tight parking spaces. Yet these very characteristics contributed to its charm, as it was unapologetically built for durability and performance in conditions that would defeat ordinary vehicles. The interior of the Hummer H1 was as unique as its exterior. Because of the massive driveline components running through the center of the vehicle, passengers sat further apart, with a wide tunnel dividing the seats. This made the cabin feel unlike any other SUV, giving each occupant their own space while emphasizing the machine-like purpose of the vehicle. Early models had Spartan interiors, prioritizing utility over luxury, but later versions offered more comfort, with leather seats, improved sound systems, and better air conditioning. Despite these improvements, the H1 remained a no-compromise off-road machine, and luxury was always secondary to capability. Culturally, the Hummer H1 became a symbol of extravagance and power in the 1990s and early 2000s. Celebrities, athletes, and entrepreneurs were often seen driving them, and the H1's association with wealth and toughness made it a status symbol. At the same time, it drew criticism for its poor fuel economy, massive size, and environmental impact, especially as concerns about sustainability grew. Regardless of opinion, the H1's presence was undeniable, and it sparked conversations about what an SUV could be. Off-road enthusiasts, however, recognized the H1 for what it truly was, one of the most capable 4x4s ever produced for civilian use. It could climb 60% grades, ford water more than 2 feet deep, and traverse terrain that would stop even the most rugged conventional SUVs. For serious adventurers, it was the ultimate tool for exploration, and it quickly earned respect among the off-road community. Production of the Hummer H1 ended in 2006, as regulations, market trends, and rising fuel prices made it less practical to continue. However, its legacy continues through collectors, enthusiasts, and off-road adventurers who keep these machines alive. Even today, spotting an H1 on the road turns heads, as its distinctive design and sheer presence remain unmatched. The Hummer H1 stands as a reminder of an era when vehicles were built with uncompromising purpose and boldness. It is not simply an SUV but a piece of history, bridging the gap between military utility and civilian lifestyle. Though it may not return in its original form, the H1's influence can be seen in modern off-road vehicles that strive to capture the same spirit of dominance and adventure. For those who have experienced it, the Hummer H1 is not just a vehicle but an enduring symbol of toughness, individuality, and the thrill of conquering the impossible.